Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum don't want our version of free market capitalism. They want I don't even know the best way to describe this because it's not exactly socialism. It's not exactly communism. It's kind of like what the Chinese communists do, where they use aspects of capitalism to serve their purposes, but ultimately, ideologically, all of the businesses in the market and all of the capital is controlled by the government, by the Chinese Communist Party and the dictates of the Chinese Communist Party. That's kind of what Klaus Schwab is advocating for when he wants to transform free markets into what he calls stakeholder capitalism. So instead of it being shareholder capitalism, a business dedicated or loyal to their customers and their employees, the people who have shares in their business, Klaus Schwab wants it to be stakeholders, and he defines stakeholders as anybody impacted by climate change. So that's, of course, where you get into the ESG score that ranks businesses or, ranks them in order to punish or reward them for not being liberal enough on environmental, social, and governance metrics set by both the World Economic Forum and the United Nations here. But Sam Bankman-Fried is tied to the World Economic Forum. In fact, the World Economic Forum had an entire page dedicated to FTX on their website. You can see the page right here on the screen. But the funny part of this is as the World Economic Forum promoted FTX on their screen, as soon as Sam Bankman-Fried went up in smoke, as soon as this was exposed to be a Ponzi scheme, and worse than a Ponzi scheme because political, then the World Economic Forum suddenly scrubbed this from their website. You can't find SBF anywhere on their website. Well, what do you know about that? So what else does the World Economic Forum want that Sam Bankman-Fried actually wants as well? Well, the World Economic Forum wants governments to regulate cryptocurrency. We've talked about this pretty often. We've talked about what central bank digital currency means. Central bank digital currency would be a cryptocurrency that is controlled by the government instead of controlled by no one, or instead of being independent. The value of cryptocurrency, it's not gold. It has no tangible value. It's a fiat type of currency. And the reason that it is useful in our country, but also around the world, I guess, is because it helps hold currency issuing governments accountable. So I'm just going to use our country as an example here. The United States, if we issue currency, right? But if the Biden administration prints too much currency without it being appropriated, then it devalues our dollar. And what happens when the dollar is devalued is inflation goes up, which costs us money. So cryptocurrency is a hedge against that. Cryptocurrency, people can say, okay, well, if the dollar is being devalued, then I'm going to put my assets in cryptocurrency. I'm going to start using cryptocurrency for transactions. And because the federal government needs us to use the dollar, it incentivizes them to moderate their behavior and to stop devaluing the dollar that they issue so that we actually still find value in the dollar, which is also a fiat currency. So it's a little counterintuitive then, right? For a crypto billionaire to want crypto regulation. Usually, the crypto exchanges are adamantly opposed to regulation. They are very libertarian, very hands-off, very anti-government. So why is it that Sam Bankman-Fried wanted government regulation of cryptocurrency? And why was he tied to the World Economic Forum in the way that he was?